Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today, the New York Knicks are trading for Precious Achiuwa and Malachi Flynn. Obviously, not the more important part of this deal, where OG Anunoby is being sent to the New York Knicks, and IQ, Emmanuel Quickly, and RJ Barrett are being sent to the Toronto Raptors. But when trades like this happen, you're always seeing a player or two, or maybe even three, for Christ's sake, being sent that we don't talk about the additional players that happen in a trade. And I like to go over, two players like Malachi Flynn and Precious Achiuwa, who, sure, not the most important part of this deal. The important parts of this deal is OG Anunoby and Emmanuel Quickly, and also RJ Barrett, and even a little bit of draft capital the Raptors are getting. But I just want to talk about what this trade means, looking at Precious Achiuwa and Malachi Flynn, who are now going to be in New York. And as for Precious Achiuwa, I'm going to talk about him first. I really like this addition for the New York Knicks. I mean, you just saw them pick up Taj Gibson. They signed Gibson, and that was because Mitchell Robinson's going to be out for a while. And who knows when he's going to come back. Dealing, I believe, with a foot injury, and I think he had surgery. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know he had surgery, and he's going to be out for a while, but I'm not 100% sure if it's his foot. It's something with his leg. I know that for sure, but it's either his foot or his leg. He's going to be out for a while, months at the most. And the reason I like this addition, you're adding in a guy like Achiuwa, who's a solid guy. Just he's not been getting a lot of minutes the last two seasons with the Toronto Raptors. This season, only he's been averaging 7. It's not terrible, not bad minutes. It's not like he's getting solid minutes, but just not the amount of minutes that he was getting in the 2021-22 season with Toronto. Got 28 starts that year in 21-22 and played 73 games and averaged 24 minutes per game. Last season, he only averaged 20.5 points per game. This season, he's only averaging 17.5 minutes per game. So his minutes per game are going down. And I think for a Knicks team who, they're lacking some depth at that center position, I like this addition for them. I really do. He's a good rebounder. He's a solid defender. And he's a decent scorer as well, averaging 7.7 points on this. Averaging 7.7 points on the season, 5.4 rebounds per game on the season, a half a block on the season as well, and over a half a steal per game as well, 2 assists per game, and his field goal percentage this year is 46% with the Raptors. Go over the 2022-23 season with the Raptors, 55 games, 12 starts, 20.7 minutes per game. His field goal percentage was 49%. His three-point percentage was 27%, which is a center who's never really been a good three-point shooter. He doesn't shoot the ball from three often. I think that's not terrible. Obviously, it's not good at all, but for a center who's not a good three-point shooter, 27% isn't terrible. It's not good, and it's not it should be better, but his three-point shooting has gotten a little bit better this season. He's gone from 26.9 to 27.8 this season from three, which is still terrible. But for a center, I don't think it's that terrible. Also that year in 2022-23 season, he averaged 9.2 points per game with 6 rebounds per game, 1 block per game, and 1 assist per game. 2021-22 season with the Raptors, 9.1 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, over 1 assist per game, in 73 games and 28 starts. His field goal percentage was 44%. What about the other player that that you don't focus much on the deal, and that's Malachi Flynn, who just like Precious Achiuwa is in his 4th year in the NBA. They're both in the same draft class, and I think both are second-round picks, if I'm not mistaken. Malachi Flynn, who's a little bit of a smaller guard at 6'1", has played 31 games this season for the Raptors, and is averaging 15 minutes per game with 5.1 points per game, 3 assists per game, 1 steal per game, and 2 rebounds per game this season with the Raptors. From 3, he is shooting 35%. 2022-23 season with the Raptors, he averaged 5 points per game with 2 rebounds per game, 1.5 assists per game, and from 3, he shot 35.3%, and his field goal percentage was 36%, which his field goal percentage this season is 41%, which has got better by 5%. 2021-22 season with the Raptors, played in 44 games with 5 starts, averaging 12.2 minutes per game, with 4.3 points per game, 1.6 assists per game, and 1.4 rebounds per game. And then actually his best season was his rookie season with the Raptors. 47 games, 14 starts, 20 minutes per game, the highest of his career, averaged 8 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists per game, 1 steal per game. His three-point percentage was 32.1%, and his field goal percentage was 37.4%. So he's a younger guard, smaller as well at 6'1", and I like these two additions. Obviously, the big addition is OG Anunoby. Sure, he's an expiring contract, but I think adding in, a guy like Malachi Flynn, I don't know how much Malachi Flynn's going to play for this Knicks team. I think with some guard talent on the team, even after dumping off Emmanuel Quickley and RJ Barron, there's still some guard talent off the bench for this team. So we'll see how much Flynn is playing. I think he will be getting some minutes, but the guy I can guarantee that will be getting minutes is Precious Achiuwa, knowing that there's some struggle at that center position with Mitchell Robinson out right now and Jericho Sims and Taj Gibson getting the minutes at that center position. It wouldn't surprise me at all if you might see Precious Achiuwa, enter the Knicks starting lineup. I'm pretty sure Sims has been starting for the New York Knicks, and I don't know. Who knows who the Knicks would rather have starting, Precious Achiuwa or Jericho Sims? I mean, I think they'd probably keep it with Sims, but if Achiuwa comes into New York and starts playing good basketball, it wouldn't surprise me if Achiuwa started starting for the New York Knicks with them having a lack for the center position. And the crazy thing is the Knicks, I don't think they're done at the trade deadline. They have so many other guys they can move. Quentin Grimes it's been said he's available. Evan Fournier, we know at some point he's going to be moved. There's a couple other guys on their roster I would think that are available. So this is not it for the New York Knicks, and it's only December, or it's almost the new year in January, but it's December 30th, and the trade deadline is already started. Obviously, teams have been able to trade whenever they want, but you don't see the earliest trade starts to happen in January, and then they heat up when the trade deadline's coming up in February. But it surprised me that this trade happened. I was expecting OG Anunoby to get traded. I thought it would probably be the Knicks, and if not, there would be a couple other teams that would be in contention. Maybe the Kings would try to make a push, but I didn't think it'd be at this time. I thought it would have been. There would have been some more time before OG Anunoby was traded. I thought it would have been a mid-January to trade deadline day trade. But let me know your thoughts on the trade in the comment section, and peace out.